Yeah. Hello, this is SilverNode Devlog 002. It's been quite a while, but we're back. So we've got a 10-minute timer limit for my recording with the camera, so let's get right into it.
Dan has things to show me today because he's been working on all of stuff that I don't know about. So
Yes, like this is genuine. Like
I will be genuinely surprised. I will not
made,
be acting.
I made stuff and I kept it kind of secret for him in order to like maximize the experience that we're filming right now. So let's switch into the live view and let me fire up the latest version of SilverNode here. I found this really cool website, Signature Edits. They provide free raw files for you to use for any purpose. So this is a collection of photos that came from that website. And I mean, yeah, they're indeed pretty diverse. It's better than what I had. So let's get to the new stuff.
Yes.
Some of the edits that you will see here are pretty bad because the model parameters changed and they're not re-edited yet with the new model. So let's open a photo and let's reset the edit. The pink skies are need to be fixed, but we can do this right here.
Ignore them.
Just ignore the pink highlights. So the new thing that we're seeing here is I think homomorphic filtering, right?
Yeah, we haven't
seen
showed it yet. I have used homomorphic filtering.
Yeah, so you know it,
Yeah.
but it hasn't been in a devlog yet. So what homomorphic filtering basically does is it allows you to grab certain areas of the image in terms of luminance regions and target specifically those in terms of luminance. So like you can take a dark region, which sits in the graph over at the left, and like make it darker by moving it down, or make it brighter by moving it up. And then same like for the highlight regions. And you can add more points to this graph and like come up with more complex things. You need to be careful though, because you can go overboard with this and like create very unrealistic settings, which you wouldn't want to do. But I've been using it for quite a while now to like test around, and it's been proven very useful. But now to the newer stuff. First, let me like get this photo to like a basic editing point where you'd be like, yeah, this is kind of what we're looking for. So like now I can pull this highlights down while remaining like some of that detail in the grass area closer to the camera. So let's move down a bit and like HSL is back in the game.
Nice.
So like these, you should be pretty familiar with these. So like if, for example, like clear example, we want to shift the hue of the grass. We're grabbing like the yellowish region and we can move that up or down. So like if I take the yellows and move it up, you can see that the curve now goes through the green, kind of like diagonal.
Oh.
And so indeed you can see that the grass is now green. You could make it more reddish, whatever, to give it like an autumn look. This looks really cool in this photo, I think. The nice thing I think is that it gives you way more freedom because you can like add as many points as you want to this curve.
Compared to the calibration, you mean?
Well, compared to most other software as well.
That's true.
Like they give you a fixed set of sliders and you're stuck with those.
It's like, oh, I just want to have a bit more reddish orange that I want to change.
Yeah, and you're stuck. You really can't do anything.
Yeah, this is really cool.
The downside of this interface I found is that like to change one color you need to click 3 times, whereas having a single slider that represents a color band makes that easier. But there's more control.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, that's for the HSL. Like you can do the same thing for like. So let's say we want to pop the color of the sky, like make it more saturated. There we go. It's like a little different. We can do the before and the after.
Have you shown the before and after? Actually, I don't think so.
Maybe that's true. Maybe I haven't shown it.
It's been a long time with Devlog, isn't it?
It's been a long time, yeah. So we added a before-after toggler thing. You can like hover your mouse over a certain effect, for example, the HSL, and like hit escape, hold escape, and it will undo the effect of the HSL panel, which is cool to see like the difference, what that effect did. So the same for homomorphic filtering. You can like turn it off and on.
You really see that dynamic range coming in there.
Yeah, like all the details in the clouds. You can also like undo the whole edit with the button below escape, left to the 1 on the number row.
Are you giving it that complicated description because it differs a lot across
because it's just different on keyboard layouts, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's that. So on to the last 2 things that I added. So like, you know how contrast is like this equivalent to an S-curve, like you make an S-curve. But then the turning point of this S-curve here in the middle is always at the same kind of luminance level.
Yeah, the center.
Well, yeah, like there's some gamma compression going on to fix it looks more something like this actually. But like you add in contrast and you're like, oh, I want more contrast, but then like you start crushing your blacks and crushing your whites, which is very unfortunate. So now there's this new feature, contrast locality.
Okay.
Which if you slide it up, changes the turning point of the contrast to be like more where that photo was in that every region. Like
nice.
Like you can see that the grass area is darker than the sky, so like the contrast turning point for the grass is now darker, and like you can interpolate between doing it the same over the entire photo or like bringing in more of the context of the photo you're adding contrast to.
Ah, so it's locality in terms of the pixels you're adjusting and around them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I found that when doing that, like colors get boosted a lot. So then restoring the accurate original color for like 50% or something works really well, because otherwise it's too saturated. Like bringing that slider in does something
really nice.
So then like if you undo the effect again, like this is where we came from without the contrast, and this is with. So like it's a really, really nice pop.
Cool, because this is like all the annoying things about contrast that you usually try to deal with on our way.
It's there, yeah.
Kind of fixed it.
Yeah. So then the last thing is histogram equalization, which is like it's a more advanced slider that has less general purpose use.
Okay.
But what it does,
interesting.
Yeah, really it is. What it does is it really equalizes the histogram. So like it tries to evenly distribute the amounts of blacks, shadows, midtones, highlights, whites. Like try to level that throughout the photo, but not the photo globally. It does it locally, again in the environment of the pixel.
Yeah.
Which actually shows really well in this sand photo thing. So like now it's on 0.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of tiny wrinkles in the sand, which you can't really see. But like if you, and there's a bug. If you turn that contrast locality, the histogram equalization up, it like stretches out this area. It's similar to how contrast locality does it.
Yeah.
But like in a different way. And I'm still toying around with it to figure out what is the best kind of approach to go with this. But
yeah.
So these are some of the new effects that are there. They need to be fine-tuned, but it's a start.
Nice.
Let's see. Do we
25 seconds.
Do we have anything else? Yes, but I'll stop the video and like restart, because it's really, really cool. I really want to show this.
We're going over our limit.
Yeah, we'll have to re-edit.
Martijn is now at the
Okay,
camera.
so we're 6 minutes left, and then I think my SD card is full. So what we've done, like let's shift to a let me get to OBS and like go to the live view here. Yeah, there we go. So there's this very, very performance sensitive application called SilverNode, right? And like you want to get the performance right, because it's crucial to be fast. Like you want to cruise through photos at a nice speed, and then like sometimes we ran into the situation where things felt a bit slow from time to time, and then it was like, damn, what's causing this? And it was really hard to debug that. So I was like, we need better tools to debug this. So let's see what we ended up with. So let me open Chrome, go to About, Tracing, click the load button, SilverNode build, SilverNode trace.json.
Oh!
While we were editing photos,
What doing?
he recorded everything we did in terms of performance. Like we have this very nice job system that like does all this stuff asynchronously on 8 worker threads, and then there's the main thread who does like re-rendering of the stuff. Yeah, and like every worker thread now reports when a job starts and stops, when certain photos are being requested to start preloading. For example, I see there's this Instagram or like IG Muse, the Fuse, whatever. You can then like Muse. Yeah, there it is. So like now every job related to that photo shows up.
Nice.
And I've been able to like find 5 performance bugs using this. Like things that were in the wrong thread, blocking the interface because it was like certain jobs need to be specified, like whether they go on the main thread because they need the GPU to operate on, and others on the worker threads. And like some jobs were running on the GPU thread while they were actually fully CPU. And so they were like locking the interface for like 100 milliseconds, for example. I've found wrong dependencies between jobs. I found accidental synchronizations on the finishing of the jobs when they were needed. Like for example, when preloading the next photos, like instead of preloading the photos, at some point he was waiting for the photos to be preloaded before the interface continued. It was like, no, that's not the purpose of preloading. So like, yeah, we fixed a lot of that in that way. That was really, really, really nice. And it's a very, very low overhead API. I've noticed no performance differences once I instrumented it. Everything is like shielded with internal ifdefs in the library. So like if you make a release build, it's never gonna be there.
Trace it. Oh.
What I found interesting though is that SDL create window takes like 140 milliseconds.
Is that SDL or is that syscalls?
I don't know, but it's slow, and like there's a huge opportunity here for like other threads to start doing stuff.
That is true.
So that's what I want to do at some point in the future, like move around some of the initialization stuff.
You can already have the first photo loaded by the time
SDL
create window is done.
Yeah. Like, I mean, SilverNode feels fast though. There's if you hit enter,
At
it still feels pretty instant. Like,
Mhm.
and I hit enter, it's there. But apparently, that window creation took 100 milliseconds. It's not really noticeable to me, so I don't know if like it's really worth investing all the time.
Mm.
Here is actually a photo that works good with the histogram equalization.
Oh, you just see that
Those
window.
god rays
Yeah.
popping up way better. Because it sees like the local dynamic range of this area
Yeah.
is quite tiny, and it's
Yeah.
everything is bright, so it like stretches it open
Stretching
to
it out. Yeah.
use more of that range.
Nice.
Yeah, I think these effects are interesting.
Nice.
They might need some fine tuning though. But yeah,
Mm.
I think that kind of wraps up the changes we have so far for SilverNode.
Cool.
Okay. Do we have time left?
We don't know because we didn't.
Okay,
time
so
this.
probably we should wrap up quick. Thank you for watching.
Thank you very much.
Subscribe to the
We will keep making these videos, so
to the
subscribe to the
YouTube
YouTube channel
Yeah.
so you can follow along. We also have an email list, so if you want to be sure to know when you get the opportunity to test it and help us build it even further when we feel like it's ready for you, then make sure you sign up there. That's on the website. Website is also very fast.
There is a Twitter
Yeah.
Twitter account. It's called SilverNode. Wait, let me add that. It's called SilverNode Raw, the hashtag, which you can follow some of the like short GIFs we will post there. So yeah, consider following. Thank you for watching, and feel free to contact us in any way if you have questions or interesting ideas. There was one thing like for this very nice guy who suggested it to us. He wanted to have like these keyboard hints.
I was
They're
like, nice, I
here.
can add that, and you just did it in like
Yeah.
half an hour.
Well, I think it was
Yeah.
an hour. And like the hints depend on the
key map.
on the key mapping. So
Yeah.
now it's Vim. If you change it out to
Mm.
Blender, like these things change
Yeah.
accordingly. So that's
So this helps you figure out what you can use your keyboard for.
yup.
Um,
But yeah,
Cool.
that was it. Thank you for the suggestion. This is like why I say contact us, because
People have good ideas.
we will definitely consider what you suggest.
Merci hè mannen, salut hè.
they're recording
Doe de groetjes aan uw mama.
Yeah, they're recording
Ah.
Stop recording.